Hello and welcome back to Mobility Matters. I'm your host, Javier Betancourt, Executive Director of the Citizens Independent Transportation Trust, quasi-independent agency charged with overseeing your half-penny sales tax for transportation. We are broadcasting live out of the TPO's Transportation Industry Forum here at the downtown Hilton. So as you can see, we have this very different looking studio. And we are interviewing guests and panelists at the forum throughout the day. So I'd like to introduce my next guest. He's someone I've known professionally for many years, back when he was, I think, planning director at the city of Doral. Then he came and joined us at the county, and now he is the director of the Department of Housing and Community Development. Folks, help me in welcoming Nathan Kogon.
Thank you, Javier. Really appreciate being on your show and everything that you're doing. It's great.
Thanks, Nathan. So this is not your first time on the program. You were on, I believe, with Jerry Bell.
Yes.
Back when you were in zoning, right?
That's correct. That's correct. So I've transitioned over from the zoning aspect of my career, trained as a planner, and Mayor asked me to come over to housing. And I started under Alex Baina, who was the director at the time. And the mayor really wanted to be intentional with developing housing and planning for housing. So I came on over and we started developing a more of a planning wing on the housing side. So that was exciting. Alex then left to go to private practice, and the mayor said, you know what, I want a planner at the helm. So here I am, running housing.
That's great. And listen, the great thing about being a planner is we could fit in many different roles, right?
Yes.
I took turns at economic development and now transportation. And I really like planners in these types of roles because we think holistically, we think broadly, instead of just kind of thinking in silos, which has been a big issue in the public sector in particular. So how do you feel like your background in planning has assisted you in kind of rethinking how that department is run and what it's doing?
So we do a lot of things in the department. We manage our Section 8 program, which is 19,000 vouchers that we have on the street, both project-based vouchers, housing choice vouchers, and those are the subsidies that go directly to a household or to an individual unit. That's in $400–500 million range. That's what we're working on. We also run the public housing side, which is getting older. So we're doing a lot of things. One of our biggest tools is surtax. We have local surtax, which we're bringing in $3 to $4 million a month, which we loan out for private developers doing workforce and affordable housing. We also do home ownership with that. We do second mortgages and down payment assistance. So we have all those programs, which is nice. And looking at it holistically, as you said, is the redevelopment aspect. So our public housing stock is very old. A lot of this goes back to the 50s and 60s. Right. And where we're situated, where these are located, many of them are located on transit corridors, rapid transit corridors. So a lot of our planning decisions for the redevelopment of these public housing facilities, we're taking into account the fact that we're in these corridors and we have these zoning privileges. So coming from that background and helping work on a rapid transit and smart corridor zones, we can now really take advantage of those opportunities and also acquire new properties. So the mayor has us looking at all county-owned properties. Doesn't matter what department that property's in. It could be water and sewer, DTPW, our internal services. She's making us look at all of those and seeing what opportunities we have. And also with Live Local, we can now look at industrial parcels and mixed-use parcels. So if those parcels are appropriately situated in these areas, we want to take advantage of those density bonuses and transit-oriented development type development. So we've been able to really develop an intentional planning focus, which is just absolutely fantastic. And we have many examples now of developments that are built. We have one just near Brickell, 400 units with also a school, a co-located school. Wow. Marti Gardens, which is another one, which is just west of 95, which we created a rapid transit zone. Actually, my time when we were over there, we created a rapid transit zone developing under that. And there's several other ones in Government Center and along Metro Rail that have been built and that are great examples of us taking advantage of it.
That's great. They're really, if you ask anyone in Miami what their top issues are, chances are it's going to be one of these three or all three, right? Transportation, affordability, affordable housing in
Yes.
particular, and resiliency.
Yes.
And you're really at the intersection of all three of those, right? Obviously, you're addressing affordable housing,
Yeah.
critical need. You're adding density along our transit corridors, so you're building where the transportation infrastructure is available
Yes.
for those residents to keep them off the streets, hopefully. And then resiliency, right? So by building up and building along transit, we're not pushing further into kind of sensitive environmental areas, and we're keeping cars off the road.
Absolutely. It's
It's
fantastic.
like a planner's dream what you're doing.
It truly is, and it's a fantastic opportunity for the county, and we do believe that these new developments are providing affordability, and I think the third or the fourth component to the transit side is not only are we supporting transit, but the actual relative cost to someone renting. Now
Right.
they're getting out of a car,
Right.
they're not paying car payments, they're not
Which is the
paying-
second highest payment after housing. right?
Exactly. They're not paying their insurance, and they're right on that transit. And we're seeing, I think, with the younger generation, that paradigm shift to taking transit and not being in your car. And interesting enough, we're seeing these developments go up, and of course, developers are hesitant not to put in enough parking.
Sure.
And they're willing to take the risk. I think it's important to have this conversation. They're willing to take the risk and put less parking. Of course, the financiers, the banks want to see, well, is this project going to work and does it have the parking? We're seeing now projects, and I could go to the one on Brickell, which is Magnus at Brickell. They parked, I believe it was one to one. Half their parking is empty.
Wow.
Half their parking is empty, and they're looking to use that as a model for all their other transit-oriented developments. And we're looking to get some data from that so we can use that. But most of our rapid transit zones and a lot of our urban centers, which are situated right at these nodes along Metro Rail and the busway, if you're right at the station, the parking is zero.
Yeah.
The parking is zero.
As it should be.
Yes. It's market rate.
Now, back to resiliency for a second. Are you building any resiliency or sustainability features into affordable housing, things like LEED certification?
Yes, it's part of our...
I know it's sensitive because sometimes that adds cost and you're trying to
Sure,
keep the price
sure.
down, but how do you balance those things?
So we're mandated under Miami-Dade County, just as Miami-Dade County buildings require to be certain LEED certified or have environmental and sustainable aspects to it. So yeah, we are required on our larger developments. On our smaller developments, we're doing infill single-family type homes. We have like 35 lots. We're doing duplexes and single-family homes. They don't require to be LEEDs per se. However, what we're doing is we're imposing as part of that development to make sure that they have like Energy Star, laundry, washer dryer. So those type of appliances are required too. And we're also looking at what is going to be a cost savings over the long term, whether it's energy costs, water costs. What is going to be a cost saving for the buyer, for the new homeowner? So if we play that with regards to the cost of the home. So yes, it may increase the cost, the overall cost of that home. But at the end of the day, if it's going to cost less for the homeowner over time, we're going to make those decisions. We are making those decisions.
And do you have e-charging stations, particularly at some of these larger developments for electric vehicles?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, mandated by code. If you're over a certain amount of units, you're required to have it, and they are installing them. Yes.
Excellent. So what is something kind of new, exciting, innovative that you're working towards that you may want to announce here on the program?
So I think what's really innovative is we are working with our PIOD, which is our internal services. They manage all real estate within Miami-Dade County, all of our assets. We're working with them and rolling out, again, this is under the mayor's initiative, we are rolling out an analysis of all the properties that are developable in Miami-Dade County that's under our ownership. And I kind of look at it as like a blitz. So once we've completed that full analysis, then that turns into RFPs, other development proposals. We also just recently created an instrumentality, a nonprofit for the for our housing department. So this is the first time in a very long time we've been able to do it. Most housing agencies have it, just because they're typically separate from the county.
What does that allow you to do?
So that allows us now to act as a developer. So we can now raise funds like low-income housing tax credits, where we couldn't do that before. We can get into business deals with other developers, have better cost share, percentage of cash flow. We have a little more control over those properties. So we act as a developer. Right now, when we say we develop these properties, we have a developer that is responding to an RFP. We have a very strong say in the design. But at the end of the day, it's a long-term land lease. It's a 99-year land lease with the developer. The developer owns that asset. Now we can own these assets, and we'll get much better business terms. So this instrumentality poses another tool in the tool chest to allow us to really develop property.
Well, that's really exciting.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Nathan, I'm a little envious because you're working on so many cool things, and I have to focus on just one. But it all intersects, and we're all working together at the county. And I really appreciate the mayor's leadership and thinking holistically, and elevating planners to positions of prominence. So, thank you for all the work you do. If people want to learn more about your department, if they want to apply for affordable housing, where should they go?
So they can go to our housing website. If you put in Google Miami-Dade Housing and Community Development, that will take you to our website. If you are looking for, let's say you're a first-time homebuyer and you're looking for some assistance, you can go navigate through that webpage. We have down payment assistance up to $35,000. Second soft mortgage up to $100,000 at 1% interest rate, which is phenomenal. Another really big program I think the residents will be interested in is our condo assessment program. So we're seeing a lot of these condos go through their 40-year recertification or hardening their infrastructure. If you are within the AMI range and you're income qualified, you can get up to $50,000 to assist you with some of those payments. So those are kind of, I think, as a resident, looking for some opportunity. And then, of course, stay in tune. We are building single families and duplex homes. We just actually did a key ceremony last week, and these are affordable homes that, again, for first-time home buyers and income qualified, these are quality new buildings, new homes that we're building, and potentially you'll have that opportunity. It's our Dream Home program.
That's great. Visit the website, folks. They're doing a lot, and I think we've only touched on maybe 5% of it. So
Sure.
I'm sure all the information is on there. So Nathan, thank you for being a guest on the program.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
But more importantly, thank you for what you do. You're really you're in a very critical space, tackling a lot of very important issues that are top of mind for our citizens here in Miami.
Well, I appreciate it and having a lot of fun, and thank you for what you do. And of course, you're a planner as well. We met, at these planning
Planners Unite.
Yes, Planners Unite. But it's good that you're in this role, and again, you're looking at this holistically, which is fantastic. So glad to always be participating in a traffic, transit, and mobility conference.
Great. Well, we'll bring you back anytime you want.
Thank you.
Folks, that's all the time we have for this session. I'm Javier Betancourt again with the Citizens Independent Transportation Trust. If you'd like to learn more about us, please visit our website, miamidade.gov/CITT. In the meantime, keep moving, Miami.